All right, in this video, we're going to go over some facts about Calgary, Alberta. And believe me, unless you can handle these facts, I would avoid coming to Calgary. I've been doing real estate in this town since 1999, and I have helped so many people buy and sell homes in literally every community around this entire city. And so the facts I'm going to give you in this video are real. And I think that if you're going to come here and live here, which I'm going to invite everybody to do because it really is an awesome place, but you need to understand these facts and be able to deal with them. All right, reason number one, we do have a lack of trees in Calgary. I get this feedback all the time. It's like, where's the trees? I mean, we've pretty much planted all the trees. You can see way back when they set up this town, it was on the prairie. So there really wasn't a lot of trees. So all the trees got planted. So some of the older communities do have some nice mature trees, and it's beautiful in the summertime when all the leaves are out. But there are a ton of communities around Calgary, especially all of the communities that have been recently built that really lack trees, and people sometimes have a hard time with that if they've come from places that do have lots of trees. All right, so if you do find this video helpful, what I'm going to ask you to do is to like it, which is great, thumbs up. Please subscribe so that way you can see all the videos I put up, and you can hit the bell, and of course you'll be notified every time a new video like this comes into YouTube. All right, reason number two is the wind. You know, we are located on the foothills of the mountains, so all the weather patterns do come from the west, and they come over the mountains and they come down, and then of course it hits Calgary. And we do get a lot of wind here, and I'll be the first to say, I hate wind. I do, I absolutely hate it. I don't like going out and getting all my hair blowing all over, even though I don't really have a lot of hair these days. But you can get my point. Wind can really put a damper on any outdoor activities. It can be a little frustrating, but you have to deal with it here in Calgary. Now, I'm not saying every day is windy here. It's not Lethbridge, but it is going to have its fair bit of wind, and you just have to deal with it. But believe me, you just start to adapt after a while, but you should know that it happens. All right, reason number three, right along the lines of weather, we do get hail in Calgary in the summer. It really takes people by surprise that have never experienced this before. I have seen golf ball size hail. That can be pretty devastating. It can do some severe damage to your car. It can do severe damage to your roof on your house. So it's just something that is very unpredictable, and it actually only happens in very small pockets. I will say the north end of Calgary into Airdrie does have more hail that they experience in the summer than the southern end of Calgary. So the chances are higher if you do live in the south that you won't have to experience it. But trust me, if you're going to be here long term, at one point or another, you will get hail. Okay, reason number four, because we are in the prairies, we do get heavy thunder and lightning. I don't know about you, but if you have pets, the pets can actually be terrified. I've seen dogs literally hide in the basement and won't come out until the thunder stops. Even me, sometimes I've been in some storms at night where I just like lied awake wondering when this was going to stop. I mean, I've heard the crack of the thunder so loud, it sounded like the house was actually coming apart. So you have to experience that. And the lightning can also be pretty unpredictable. You golfers out there, if you're golfing and you see lightning in Calgary, get off the golf course now, okay? You're holding a lightning rod in your hand, but I've seen idiots out there golfing in it. You can't do that here in Calgary. All right, reason number five is this is a major multicultural city. You know, and all the years I've done real estate, I've had the good fortune and I've loved it. I've worked with, I think, every culture in the entire world that has residence here in Calgary. I mean, we really do have a large East Indian culture. We have a large Chinese culture. We have a large Ukrainian culture, you know, all kinds of different people, Spanish, I mean, you name it, European. I don't care where you're from. We have people here from that culture, and we embrace it here in Calgary. We really do. This is what actually makes Calgary great. We've done what a lot of cities can't do, and that's live together in peace and in harmony and embrace each other's differences and cultures. And that's what we do here. And if you can't do that, well, that's probably not the right city for you. All right, reason number 6 is we are a very entrepreneurial city. which meaning that we don't actually have a lot of government office here. I mean, Edmonton is the capital of Alberta. Respectfully, Calgary is not. And so we have, for whatever reason, Calgary has just embraced the whole entrepreneurial thing. We have a tremendous high percentage of small business here. So I think what you'll find with Calgary is we think this way, is we try really hard, I think, as Calgarians to be able to embrace being able to, fend for ourselves, be able to provide for ourselves and be self-reliant with less government involvement and more about providing for ourselves. And that's what makes this city really unique and cool, I think, because we just don't have a lot of government offices. So we just don't rely heavily on government for government jobs. We have to be able to find our own way here. And that really does embrace that here in Calgary. I think we as a city have embraced it, and you can too if you move here. All right, reason number 7, Calgary really does embrace technology. And I think if you're gonna come here, you're gonna need to embrace technology too. This is the type of city, we have a lot of young people here, and we've brought in a lot of technology companies. In fact, I think with our tax rates here, our corporate tax rate, which is the best in Canada, it attracts a lot of young companies to come here because you have a much better opportunity of your company succeeding when you pay less taxes as well to the government. But more importantly, this is with our high percentage of young people especially, because young people just are known for being able to really embrace technology. They grew up with it. Maybe some of our old guys like me didn't really grow up with it. So I find that for Calgary, technology will continue to be one of the forefronts of our success. All right, so reason number 8 that you should avoid moving to Calgary unless you embrace these facts. We are an oil and gas province, and oil and gas are two kind of dirty words these days to a lot of people. I get it, with climate change and everything going on, but you have to understand that Alberta, to this day, a lot of our revenue and jobs, they still come from oil and gas, and we rely pretty heavy on that. And as Calgarians, we still embrace that. And I will say, after living in this town as long as I lived here, people are concerned about climate change, but we also are concerned about oil and gas as well, because we know that that is our livelihood. So there's that fine balance in there, but you have to understand, Calgarians generally embrace this industry. Also the cattle industry. We have a big cattle industry in Alberta. And that's also an industry that apparently, and I'm no expert on this, and I certainly am not a political person, but apparently that contributes to climate change as well. So that sometimes doesn't sit well with some people, but it is a huge industry here in Alberta. And a lot of Calgarians really enjoy eating their steaks and their hamburgers. We like to eat beef. And you'll notice around Calgary, there's a lot of steak houses, a lot of places to get burgers. And we do embrace that culture here. And I think if you're gonna come here, you might want to embrace that too. All right, well, I hope this video has been really helpful. And last but not least, take a look at this book that I just wrote. I'm kind of proud of this book. It's called Find the Home of Your Dreams Without Paying Too Much. And I wrote a short book, it's only 97 pages. And if you reach out to me, I'll actually give you a copy digitally, or I'll even give you one of these copies, which is actually in paperback. And I have put my 23 years of experience on how to successfully buy a home in Calgary. So if you found these videos to be really helpful, what I want you to do is like my video, right? Give it the thumbs up. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you can see more of these videos as I put them on. And you can hit the bell because then you'll be notified every time I put a new video up. But again, don't forget to reach out to me about my book. If you've never bought in Calgary before especially, well, even if you have, you'll love this book, I promise.